We begin this new chapter with a terrifying scene of planet Namek once again meeting a similar fate that it once had before, as the planet is being sucked away from its life energy. Yeah, but when Goku does it, apparently it's A-okay. Okay, I'm just kidding. However, speaking of the Spirit Bomb, I think it would be interesting to see if Goku could utilize the Spirit Bomb to counter the effects of Moro's magic. Maybe absorb the power from him and using it against him. I don't know, it sounds kind of stupid now that I said it out loud. And speaking of stupid, Goku tried to attack Moro in space only to be reminded that he cannot breathe by Vegeta, which to be honest is something that we as Dragon Ball fans wondered for so long because of the many contradictions, or rather illusions from DBZ that characters look like they can breathe in space. As being that far away, even in the Earth atmosphere, it's still not easy to breathe oxygen. I mean, in fact, in the anime of Dragon Ball Super, we saw an entire fight of Beerus fighting with Goku in space. Which brings me to my next point. It really feels like a missed opportunity to expand the abilities of Super Saiyan God, and I talked about this in the last episode or manga chapter review, that Moro seems to be able to suck the life energy out of the God forms, or the God energy, even though God Ki is different than the regular Ki, which again, Dragon Ball can do whatever they like with their show. It's their show after all. But it really feels like this is a missed opportunity to make like the God forms even more prestigious by giving them abilities. You know how, remember how when Beerus fought Goku seemed to be able to heal his wounds? It was an anime thing only. But then again, we never saw anything after that of Goku healing his wounds. So again, they could have also said like, okay, you can breathe in space if you turn God, because you're basically a god. So it should give you enhanced abilities, but apparently being a god just gives you more power. Which is honestly, it's really lame. Because otherwise, you could have just called it Super Saiyan 4, Super Saiyan 5, Super Saiyan 6. Because you shouldn't even just give it God. It feels like the God name is just a name they give it to slap it just to promote the form. Which honestly is really disappointing. Again, I'm not trying to bitch and moan right here, but I'm just saying like, they could have at least, Toyotaro could have at least used this as a way to be like, oh, they can't breathe in space. However, if they use God mode, they can breathe in space. Plus, what are the benefits of breathing in space? They can cause more destruction in space. You know how we said that there aren't many inhabitants in space because like there are only a select few of races that are still alive. So they could just blow up planets. They could have blow up shit. But if you just fight inside planets, sometimes it's really hard to convey how strong they are. So again, it's a missed opportunity from different angles. It's a missed opportunity to give the God form its own unique set of abilities that the other Super Saiyan forms doesn't have, and also introduce different kinds of fights. You know, the fight that Beerus of Goku in space, that was an interesting fight. It wasn't well animated, but they could have expanded on that. So again, it's a missed opportunity in my opinion. But since they can't breathe in space, Majin Buu, whose body is possessed by the Great Lord of Lords, doesn't suffer from any setbacks, as he's able to perfectly breathe in space. He tries to use a technique to seal him, but Moro boasts about his new abilities being far too much for Buu. He also says he couldn't cope with Buu's abilities prior to the wish. And this is something I've said before. Power levels eclipses any abilities you may have. For example, Babidi, who can only cast magic and kill people easily, can't affect people who are stronger than him like Piccolo or Majin Vegeta. So we cut over to Goku and Vegeta in the spaceship with Beerus, and they explain how they can actually beat him with Super Saiyan Blue, which is something that I've been wondering. I've been wondering if Moro's power has eclipsed Goku and Vegeta. But apparently it hasn't, as Goku and Vegeta are confident that they could beat Moro in Super Saiyan Blue. Which is honestly interesting news, since it feels like they were pushed back to background characters. Again, I don't mind that as much, but I just don't like the fact that they fodderized Goku and Vegeta. But apparently they can still beat him. So Beerus is confident that he can capture Moro and bring him back to Namek. Which is also, again, I don't mean to bitch, but it's kind of disappointing that they didn't fight in space. That could have made for a lot of interesting visuals from a visual and aesthetic aspect. Anyways, it still appears that Buu can't affect Moro, as he lost most of his god power when he split as Kid Buu, which is honestly interesting yet a bit confusing. Let me explain. Kid Buu absorbed the Great Lord of Lords, yet his power level instead decreased because the Lord of Lords has a really pure heart. So that kind of restricted him from utilizing his pure evil energy, because what makes Kid Buu really dangerous is because of his access to his evil energy. Same thing with Majin Buu. Majin Buu had restriction of his for his powers because he had a good side to him. So when he split, then the evil side won, and Super Buu took over as an evil version. He had more access to his evil form, so that's why he was a little bit stronger, and that's why a lot of people say Kid Buu is stronger than Super Buu, is because of the access of that evil pure energy. That's, by the way, that's an argument that a lot of Kid Buu fanboy uses, but I'm not going to talk about this right now. I'm just going to talk about, it's confusing that despite him absorbing the Great Lord of Lords, it appears that he wasn't able to use any of that god power, which, okay, it could make sense that you need to be a god in order to use the god power, but at the same time it is kind of confusing that instead of getting any kind of boost, he got decreased in power. However, this also sets up a pretty interesting plot point later on. So Oob, by definition, is going to have the rest of that power. So technically, if Oob and Buu fuse together and be Majub, they're going to be really fucking strong. So this kind of gives like the Dragon Ball GT fanboys, if you're a Dragon Ball GT fanboy, you can just like circle jerk all the fans and can just rejoice together and circle jerk on this information. Be like, yeah, Dragon Ball GT, yeah, they scale to Dragon Ball Super characters based on this information, but it doesn't make sense because both are different continuities. But anyways, I'm not here comparing the two series, but I'm just saying that this is going to be interesting if they incorporate Majub to the Dragon Ball Superverse. But before I get to the end of the chapter, some interesting details that I've noticed by myself by reading this chapter is that Moro's beard seemed to be getting shorter every few pages, which is an interesting detail that Tortara has put. It seems that the more his power grows, the shorter his beard gets, which is kind of really funny since I'm trying to grow my beard here and apparently I'm losing strength. But yeah, anyways, enough about my beard problems, and let's get back to the main issue. So Miras captures Moro by his bizarre Ultra Instinct-like techniques. Again, this is sort of my own interpretation that Moro is somehow an angel. This is my own guess. That was part of the Galactic Patrolmen. And he captures Moro, and the Daikaishin uses instant transmission and teleports back to Planet Namek, which Goku and Vegeta are like, yo, we're gonna kick some ass. And Moro says, oh, you forgot about my third wish. And here's one thing about the third wish. Yeah, I kind of know what the wish is, and it got spoiled to me by accident. So remember the video that I made yesterday? I don't know when I'm gonna upload this video, but I made the Universe 6 All Forms and Transformation video. And in that video, I was researching some of the Botamo and about a lot of the characters I put from Universe 6. So with Botamo, I was trying to research what race he is. And when I researched his race, somebody put that Botamo is based on one of the guys of Moro's lackeys, has the same body type as Botamo. So people are making the connection. This is Botamo in Universe 7, basically. So and they expanded that information by saying this guy was brought back by Moro's third wish. So yeah, I kind of spoiled myself by researching Botamo's race. So that's kind of annoying. But other than that, I have no idea like what the wish was. But I can guess that it was to bring back his lackeys or the guys that used to work for him. But yeah, anyways, that's for the chapter. I'm actually really excited to see what's going to happen. I'm excited to see how this is going to pan out. Again, I doubt that Goku and Vegeta are going to fuse to beat Moro, because it doesn't seem like it's going to end anytime soon. So I'm just going to enjoy the ride. I'm really excited. I really like what's going on. Like, Tortara is bringing the Dragon Ball Z feel to the manga. And I again, like I said in the last chapter review, I really hope they don't screw this up when they animate it. I hope they can make it like not too gory, but make it just like adapt how the manga it is. And they don't fuck up Moro by making him like Disney Moro, you know, or Nickelodeon Moro. Just make him hardcore DBZ Moro, and I think a lot of people are gonna enjoy that. And I hope you guys also enjoyed this video. So if you did, please like this video, comment, and subscribe. And also, peace, guys.